What's up, everybody? Mundo Top here. I just wanted to do a quick rundown of the runes to help you understand them so you're not just picking runes off the internet and not knowing what they do, as well as any changes you can make in the rune page depending on the matchup. So Mundo goes Grasp of the Undying. It's kind of a no-brainer. It deals damage based on your max health. Mundo stacks health, so that's good. It permanently gives you max health. Mundo stacks health, so that's good. It heals you for percent max health. Mundo stacks health, so that's good. It's a no-brainer. Grasp, you can even take it into ranged matchups because if you land a Q on the enemy Vayne or the Queen or something, you can walk up and get a Grasp proc just fine, especially with Approach Velocity, which gives you that move speed. But we'll get to that later. In the next row, Demolish, absolutely essential. It lets you one-shot towers. Like with Demolish and a lot of HP, which gives you extra AD through your E, auto, E, Titanic combo with Demolish just one-shots a tower in 2 seconds. It's absolutely amazing. For this one, you do have some options. I prefer going Conditioning, which at 12 minutes gives you armor and magic resist, and then increase your armor and magic resist by 3%. The reason I like this is because I like to build HP items early. I like to go Heartsteel into Titanic, so I don't have any armor or any magic resist, especially if I go Swifty Boots. And just getting like a tiny little burst of armor and magic resist at 12 minutes to kind of sit on top of all that HP that I have makes you really, really, really tanky. Even though before 12 minutes you're kind of fragile in lane, I think it's fine because I personally like to play passive in lane and just poke with Qs. The other option is Second Wind. If you're into a ranged matchup or a matchup you're not comfortable with, or a matchup that does damage over time, like Singed or Teemo, stuff that has poison, or Darius, this allows you to like regenerate HP every time you take damage, which is really, 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 really nice if you're doing a lot of trading or they're attacking you a lot. So you can really go both. The internet will tell you to take Second Wind. I prefer to go Conditioning because I don't build armor or magic resist early. So it's really, really, really nice. And then to make up for it, I just kind of play passive in lane and farm. But Second Wind is not a bad pick at all. It lets you stay in lane a little bit longer, farm a little bit longer, soak up that XP, scale. So both of these I'd say are good for scaling, but I prefer Conditioning personally. Next up, is the third row. Overgrowth is probably the best option here. It gives you max health every time a minion dies near you. And that's pretty crazy. That means in the late game, you're going to have a lot of HP. You're going to scale really, really hard. You're going to max HP, which gives you extra damage with your E. It gives you extra damage with your Grasp. It gives you extra durability with the armor and the magic resist that you get from Conditioning. Overgrowth is definitely the way to go. Some people go Revitalize because it gives you extra heal power. That's okay. Just keep in mind that Revitalize does not boost the regeneration from your ult. It only boosts the single heal burst at the beginning of your ult. It does not boost the subsequent regeneration, so keep that in mind. That's why I think Overgrowth is better. For the Inspiration Tree, I like to go Magical Footwear, Approach Velocity. Magical Footwear simply because the boots that it gives you are a little bit faster. It gives you an additional 10 move speed on those boots, and I like being really, really fast as Mundo. It helps with everything. It helps with kiting, team fights, objectives. Being really, really fast is just real nice for Mundo, especially if you are split pushing. Move speed is really, really good on split pushers. Plus, you don't have to buy boots, so you can just go Heartsteel as early as possible. You could take Biscuit Delivery if you wanted to because it gives you it like heals you a little bit, and it gives you max HP, which stacking HP is really, really nice for Mundo, obviously. So I might go Biscuits into a ranged matchup, especially an auto attack based matchup like a Quinn or a Vayne, because then I can buy the armor boots, plated steel caps, early. Because remember, if you take Magical Footwear, you can't buy boots. You can't buy boots until 12 minutes, or a little bit earlier if you get kills. So if you're into a auto attack heavy matchup, maybe I'll take biscuits so that I can regen a little and build an early plated steel caps. However, you always need to take approach velocity. Very, very, very important. Approach velocity is one of Mundo's best runes. His Q is on like a 2-3 second cooldown, right? That's pretty insane. Every time you hit a Q, you get a boost of 15% move speed. Like, come on. That's crazy, right? That's like, you're just sped up all the time because the duration for the slow is like 1 second or 2 seconds or something. The cooldown is 3 seconds, which means you throw a cleaver and then they're slowed and you're sped up towards them, and then the slow runs out, but your cleaver's back up. So you just cleaver them again, and then they're slowed again, and you're sped up again. Approach velocity is so, so, so good on Mundo. Really helps you run down carries, helps you get good trades in lane. You cleaver somebody, you get a little 15% boost in move speed, you walk up, you auto E, you walk away. It's just a clean trade. As for the auxiliary runes, attack speed, scaling HP is the way to go. You don't really need to build adaptive force because Mundo's cleaver damage does not get boosted by AP. And I think that getting attack speed will actually give you more damage, because your E gives you bonus AD based on your HP. And then, obviously, Mundo is a scaling tank, so scaling HP is going to be the way to go. Scaling HP boosts your Grasp of the Undying. It boosts the 3.5% max health that you get from Overgrowth. It boosts your durability that you get from your Conditioning rune. It boosts the damage that you do from Demolish. Like, obviously, scaling HP is the way to go. So this is the rune page that I run for every matchup. If you're in a tough ranged matchup, you could definitely go Second Wind instead of Conditioning, and you could go Biscuits instead of Magical Boots. And this will allow you to stay in lane longer and farm and scale, and it'll make it so that your opponent can't really push you out of lane and stop you from scaling. And it also means that it's harder for the opponents to gank you because you're never going to be at low HP. You're always going to be pretty healthy with Second Wind and Biscuits. I play pretty passively where I don't make bad trades that I need to heal from, so I personally like Conditioning and Magical Footwear instead. So, those are the runes. Mundo out.